What's going on YouTube? This is Hero Stormwolf, and this is just a quick impression slash warning video. As you can see from the title above, I'm going to be talking a little bit about Abyss Odyssey. I streamed this game for maybe an hour, 2 hours. I did play a little offhand too, but all I can say is for first impressions, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced this game was ready to go. There's problems with the game that honestly Q&A probably missed, or just poor design choices. I will say there are a few good things about the game. I do like some of the mechanics of how there's soldiers throughout the battlefield that can help you out. How if you die with the main character, your soldiers can go to an altar and revive you. But other than that, the game's just kind of a bundled mess. There's difficulty spikes that just are uncalled for. The combat's not really fully fleshed out. It's somewhat there, but it's not good. Like for instance, you know how in most games you can switch directions when you attack, but this one you're not. You can't switch. Like once you attack in one direction, you're committed to attacking in that one direction. And I guess that's because they want to have the fighting game feel to it. But when you have a sort of 2D platformer side-scrolling type thing, it doesn't mesh well. It just doesn't, because what happens is the game's hitboxes and hurtboxes aren't good either. So when you're striking an enemy, sometimes your blade will just go right through them and it doesn't count as a hit, so they end up on the other side of you, and so now you're just left wide open. And this happens frequently within the game. I've experienced this multiple times, and to the point of frustration, to where you don't want to play anymore because you feel like you're not doing anything. And also the difficulty level spikes up because what happens is the way the map's designed for the area is you go down certain parts, you choose where you want to go down, sort of. Like you can adventure around certain blocks and they give you the different paths, but they're marked with easy, medium, and hard. And they're supposed to be placeholders, but they're not necessarily placeholders. It could say easy, but for some reason there's 20 enemies on the screen, and combine that with the fact that the combo system doesn't work that well, it's just not that fun. And I'll just give a brief demonstration of what I mean by the combo system. So you have your basic attacks. You have your, well, the character I was playing has 3 strikes. If you stand still, if you press forward, she lunges twice. If you press up and attack, she does a up strike, and if you press down and attack, she does a sweep. Now, you also have special moves. In order for you to cancel in the special moves, you need to have these little white orb things near your health bar. The problem is, the only way that refills itself is if you stand still. Now, when you're in the middle of combat, that's just not a viable option, because you could be thinking, oh, okay, well, I can just stand and block. It doesn't refill when you're blocking. You physically have to be taking no action for that combo cancel to be effective, and it's just not viable when you have this type of game. That kind of thing's not viable. Like it kind of tries to do with sort of like how The Witcher did it with its parry system, how you had 2 parries, then you couldn't parry, you can only block. It's sort of like that, but more broken and clunky. And that's another thing, the game's very clunky. It just doesn't feel right, but I'll leave it at that for now. I'll go into a more extensive review when I play more of the game, but as of now, just take it with a grain of salt. Do not buy Abyss Odyssey right now. It's just not that good of a game. I don't think it's ready to be out right now. This is Hero Stormwolf, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.